Race fans, the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals is bigger than ever. From January 29th through February 14th at Volusia Speedway Park. See the World of Outlaws sprint cars and late models, plus American Sprint Car Series, USAC National Sprint Cars, the Super Dirt Car Series, and the Dirt Car UMP Modifieds. Ticket packages, camping, and more at DIRTcarNationals.com. Next winter, head south.
It's all new and it's the greatest store on dirt. All the World of Outlaws and dirt car racing apparel and licensed merchandise under one roof. Visit online today for everything from shirts to hoodies, hats to collectibles. The greatest store on DIRTcar.
The Outlaws are coming to a track near you. Feel the raw power of the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars and the thunder of the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models. Get your tickets today at worldofoutlaws.com.
You feel the ground shake. Your bones begin to rattle. You hold on for dear life. 280 foot-pounds of torque is coming your way. It's the TFG Sport Compact Series, dropping 168 horsepower with 2 front wheels of squealing. Every night's a beatdown.
Tomorrow night, a storm of hornets is coming to a screen near you. You can watch it live on Right Rear Racing TV as the Jettas rip up the dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway. To register, go to tfgracing.com. That's tfgracing.com. 2 Fat Guy Sim Racing promotions, where the challenge remains unique.
is available now.
It's showtime!
5 laps to go at Attica Raceway Park.
Bobby Pierce leads the opening lap in 32. Into turn number 3.
Use one of the best. You got it. There's a temple on the track.
Ladies and gentlemen, here come the late model.
Here's Sheldon to the inside. Slide job.
Floyd trying to pull up and even with him, but can't do it that time. There's a fine line to getting that momentum on exit of the corner, and Floyd just not.
It has been 3 long years, but the wait is finally over as DIRTcar eSports returns in a big way. Tonight, we dropped the green flag on day 1 of 3 here at the virtual dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the running of the Bank City 40. We're so glad you could join us here on DIRTcar Racing's YouTube and Twitch pages. Marty Sakala with you alongside Zach Chapman. And Zach, we are getting to go for an exciting tournament just ahead.
Yeah, and it's almost, I mean, Marty, I am just as excited as you are, if not more, but man, it's unbelievable. We got 3 nights of this, you know. I mean, the lengths people are going to be willing to go to tonight, I think, to put themselves in the show. I mean, get your popcorn ready, Marty. It is going to be fun.
Stacked car counts, all we can say the least throughout this entire week. When we saw the roster, I think at the end it was like 78, 79 drivers that signed up. Everyone wants a shot at the $500 to win, up for grabs here at the end of the night Thursday.
Yeah, and I mean, you know as well as I do, I mean, you got to finish top 10 tonight if you want to guarantee yourself to do that. So, got to go out there, and Marty, you know as well as I do, we're about a minute away here. But obstacle number 1, and it is a huge obstacle, got to go out there and qualify. I mean, I'd say, you know, if you're not inside the top 3, maybe 4 rows, man, you better get the boots on. It is going to be a long hike.
Absolutely. Qualifying starting in just a couple moments. Here's a look at the dirt track at Charlotte. It's been around for 25 years, the home of the World Finals. We're back here just over a month or so after David Gravel, Bobby Pierce, Matt Williamson were crowned champions down at Concord, North Carolina. And this is a fun track. So many lanes you can go around here, whether it be in a modified, a late model, or a sprint car. But one of my favorite parts about 360 sprint cars here at Charlotte, the slide job's very easy to happen.
Yeah, and it's not only very easy, Marty, it's encouraged with those wide corner entries. I mean, you know as well as I do, though, gonna have to watch out for those tractor tires. I mean, one or two drivers may visit that thing, especially on the entry to turn one. So enticing trying to go that low, but yeah, slide jobs, and then it becomes a point of, like me and Dean Reynolds like to say, you're that guy on the outside, you may have to lift the race another day, Marty, because, you're racing for money here. Got to make sure you finish this thing.
Practice just wrapped up. They closed the track about 7 or 8 minutes or so it can have the drivers meet and keep the track in good shape. So here's how it's going to work. 3 minutes of qualifying here for 2 good laps here. And obviously you don't want to hit the wall or spin around as it'll invalidate your lap time. But let's get things going here. Show you some drivers on the racetrack as we get set to go for action here. And while we wait, a reminder, tonight's action throughout the week is going to be brought to you by our friends at Slide Job Syndicate. They'll be gearing up for Season 2 of their 360 Sprint Cars, returning Sunday, February 15th. Don't miss a moment. Join their Discord community or follow them on Facebook to stay up to date with all the latest announcements. So here we go with qualifying. This is Joseph Grandi you're watching out of Dwaynesburg in the RMDB SimWorks 518.
Yeah, notice how the outlap, he ran the top shelf, Marty, through 3 and 4 to get all that speed. And I imagine the rest of the field going to fall in line, do the same.
Set the bar to 13.141. Chase Townsend up to second quick of the SJS 72 at a 13.171. You'll see in the bottom, green means this their best lap. Purple means it's a pole lap. Orange means it's a lap that they got to do a little bit better. Townsend stays second quick. Dalton Shearer done. The Irish in third spot. Dakota Osborne goes fourth. Noah Bowman to the top of the charts. A 13.103 for the driver of the number 24.
He's crossing the line here for the final time. Did he improve? I don't think so, but doesn't need to with a 13.10. What a lap there, Marty.
Absolutely. Isaac Salas, meanwhile, the Venom Racing top-notch truck in number 5. 8th quickest, a 297 on lap 1. Looking to improve here off the corner. Second lap time. Down to 9th is John Klimowitz, the 3rd quickest in the session. A 13.098, about 5 thousandths quicker than Noah Bowman.
I mean, where did that come from for John? I'll tell you, he may not know where it came from, Marty. He beat some dogs. What a lap there for JKJ. Big time.
Here's Rick Mayne in the RTB 187. 19th quickest on lap 1. A bunch of more times just came in. Mayne slower on lap number 2. Here's Connor Dudek working on his second lap. The 07 13.35 on lap number 1. The second time, is he better? And he may have been 13.21. He's down to 10th though. Caden Berry up to 3rd quick at a 13.13 to close out his qualifying run. Tyler Schell off at turn number 4, 13.15 lap 1. Don't know if he was better. Going to be very close. Got Jeremy Childers also on track. He's done. Braden Carter up to 8th. Back to Schell. Purple sector 1. That's the first half of the lap. However, though, that won't go. He stays 13.15. Kenny Hoffman, meanwhile, one of the many pro drivers we have in the field, a 13.082, and he's settled with that one.
Yeah, I was watching his first lap there, Marty, and really wasn't that good. I think he was sitting P10. He really needed that improvement. Well, boy, did he find it.
Absolutely. A great car count we have here for you this evening as we get things gridded here for heat race number 1. And look at the race format brought to you by our friends at Whiplash SimCams. 4 heats tonight, 10 laps. Top 4 drivers will transfer out of it. We'll then have 12 B mains and the top 4 transferring through that as well. So we'll have a 24-car feature, 30 laps. Top 10 from tonight's feature will make it into the Bank City 40 on Thursday. 11 through 20 forced to compete in an LCQ. So with that, field is set to go. Take a look at your lineup here for heat race number 1 as they have already rolled off as On the pole, we've got the driver of the 001 in Kenny Hoffman. To the outside, it's Joseph Grandy in the 518. Row number 2, Jimbo Rooney in the 27. To his outside, it's Dakota Osborne in the 799. Grady Ehrman inside row number 3 in car number 43 with Mason White next to him in the 8. Fourth row, Chris Schaefer in the 19 next to Rick Main in the 187. Final car on the grid for heat race number 1, Greg Deese in the number 28. So that's how the field lines up for heat race number 1. Zach, as we get set to go here, your keys to victory here, not just in heat racing, but to survive throughout the night and make it into the big dance Thursday.
Yeah, that's that is the key to victory, survival there, Marty, because, as well as I do, winning the heat race, big deal. Just get yourself inside the top 4. Don't make any enemies. We got a long event here, and hopefully we got a lot more of these to come. So you don't need any enemies out there, Marty, as we get set to go green.
Should mention as well, Whiplash SimCams providing our cameras here throughout the week. As Kenny Hoffman fires immediately right out of the gate. Heat 1 underway in the return of DIRTcar eSports. Hoffman gets away with a great jump sideways off for 2. That was Schaefer. Cost him a couple of spots. Fighting for that final transfer spot. Dakota Osborne gets through. Hoffman leads lap number 1. But Joseph Grandy right on the tail of the 001.
Yeah, and that was right after Hoffman had an amazing start to that thing. I mean, really shot out of the cannon. Grandy has kind of reeled him in. And, Grandy, he's had a rough couple months here, Marty. Anxious to see how anxious he is. I think he's may just ride too. But, man, it's heating up for that final transfer back there.
Ooh, contact behind.
Contact for 5th.
Rick Main, and he got clipped at the end there by Chris Schaefer. They fall down. Caution flag waves on lap number 4. Look at the replay and show you what happened to the driver of the 187. Yeah, just touches the tire of Mason White and around he goes.
Yeah, I mean, he just got a really good run corner entry. Maybe he wasn't aware. I think Mason maybe thinking about timing it off the corner there, time for the cut down. Rick just going too quick to react. Marty, if you're going to have a mistake, you want it to happen to you early. You really do. I mean, not going to be easy, but he can dig himself out of this.
Absolutely. Luckily as well, for all the drivers here tonight, everyone in one quick repair, so if you do get involved in an accident, can recover, go to the back, and try and make your way back up.
Yeah, I should say, Marty, though, he did try to drive it back to pit road, and that thing had a lot of damage, so he did have to tow it. So I'm not sure if he'll make it or not. Rick, he's hoping.
So Kenny Hoffman, your race leader, the Tana Pettit race and Acing Up Sim Sports 001, 6th at Lincoln earlier this week with the World of Outlaws iRacing Pro Series. In fact, 5th in World of Outlaw points. Always a threat when it comes to that series. Joseph Grandy, the Duanesburg, New York native, a regular out in the Coast to Coast Racing League and a bunch of other leagues too. So we'll double them up and get ready. Our first restart of the night just around the corner. Hoffman and Grandy, row 1. Dakota Osborne, Grady Ehrman and Dakota Osborne, row 2. Mason White, Greg Deese, row number 3. Chris Schaefer to restart in 7th. Jimbo Rooney, couple laps down. We're back to the green flag. 4 laps complete.
Great restart there for Ehrman, but he slipped up a little bit on the bottom, and now he's got to protect because out of nowhere, where did Dakota Osborne come from, Marty? He's up top. He is burning it.
High, wide, and handsome for the 799, and as Osborne makes his way to 4th. However, though, with company, Mason White trying to grab that final transfer spot. Meanwhile, up near the front, Grandy tries to grab the race lead. Hoffman kissing the wall of the 3 and 4 with the fuel bar, hanging on to that race lead, but that top where you want to be for right now, Zach. We've got 3 laps to go next time they come across the line.
Yeah, I think top shelf debatable there in 3 and 4. It's so wide. You see Grandy make up a little bit of time, but, man, you're cashing the checks upstairs here through 1 and 2. I mean, Hoffman has that 001 absolutely humming.
How about Ehrman and Osborne? They each have made their way up to the top 2, so It's a 4-car freight train side by side. Greg Dietz with problems with the 26. He's pulled it to a stop. Same with Chris Schaefer. So this is going to be your top 4 here that will transfer to the feature. Final lap, though, underway. Kenny Hoffman, the Tanner Pettit Racing Aces Up Sim Sports #1. Good half-second lead on Joseph Grandy. Here they come to the checkered flag. Airman sends it deep. It won't work. Hoffman, your winner in the first heat. He's on pole for tonight. Grandy in second. Airman in third. Osborne fourth. Rooney, Deese, White, Schaefer, and Main down to the last chance showdown. One of 2 B mains we'll have later on tonight. Go ahead, Zach.
With them being the final 4, Marty, Grady really made my heart skip a beat there. That was an exciting final 3 and 4.
Without question. Let's head to heat race number 2. Zach, why don't you go ahead and give us the starting lineup?
Let's take a look here. Starting on the pole, the 690 of John Klimowicz III to the outside, the 850 of Tyler Shell to the inside of row 2, the 005 of Braden Carter to the outside, the 07 of Connor Dudek. Peyton Sander lines up on the inside of row 3 to the top shelf. Christian McCartney in row 4, your final row here for heat race number 2 to the inside. Nick Larry in the 430 and to the outside, the 38 of Ryan Carlisi. Or Carlisi. Let's go with Carlisi. I like that.
So noticing a couple things here early in this one, Zach. Number 1, you really want to be in the high side, so this may be the spot that Tyler Shell wants to be in. Is it the spot, though, you want to be in if you're John Klimowicz III? Because basically what we learned out of Hoffman in Heat 1, you better get a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is there, Marty, you know, on the iRacing sim, there are kind of ways, especially if you're not on triple monitors. You know, if I'm on the outside of the front row, I try to get almost a quarter of a car length lead and peek to the left, you know, and then as soon as I see him fire, I make sure I don't beat him to the line. But a lot of that is, and there we see Tyler Shell getting a little bit of a gap. I like what I see there out of Tyler. You got to be aggressive.
Getting a look there at John Klimowicz III for just a moment. One of the many drivers we'll be riding on board with here, not just throughout the night, but also throughout the week. Heat 2, 10 laps, top 4 transfer. Here we go. Nice start by the front 2. That was Braden Carter, who looked for third for just a moment, and I may pay him the price. Peyton Sander on the top, up to the 4th spot, and the race is on for second. Connor Dudek following the lane of John Klimowicz. They're wing to wing in a big crash down the back chute. Carter and McCartney get together. No caution waves until now. Yellow lights are on.
McCartney just gets a big run into the center of the corner, Marty, and takes a big contact. It led to a wild.
Right there, just the slight touch for Braden Carter, and I thought Carter was going for a wild ride there.
Marty, we got time. You should ride on board with Carlisi here. Look at this save he has to avoid the contact and then misses the tire. What a ride here.
Woo!
Oh, man.
Basically taking a scene out of the basically taking a scene out of the Dukes of Hazzard right there.
Yes, he is. It somehow still gains 2 spots. I mean, that's big time. That's what he needed to do.
So first yellow here of heat race number 2 gives us a chance to shout out some of our other sponsors here throughout the week. 2 Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions presenting our hard charger of the night. Vertex Graphics Thursday will present a free wrap to the first non-qualifier award. Check them out on Facebook as well. Velocity Race Designs, they'll be our sponsor tomorrow night. And of course our cameras and race format brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Set for the restart and a stack up here as Peyton Sander. A little bit of a bumper check to the 7 of Connor Dudek. We're back to the green flag though. And here's a chance for Tyler Shell. Peeks it underneath. Looking for that race lead downstairs in Mama's basement. Can he get it across the line? You bet, Shell, new leader.
No kidding. Grandpa was hiding the good stuff down there, Marty. I mean, he found something nobody else has found. You roll that low off the floor. Look, he's going to go right back to it. There is what me and Marty like to call the Blake Chapman line. I mean, look at it. It is down there.
Here goes Nick Larry as well. Where'd he come from? Started from 7th. He's up to 3rd. John Klimowitz now in trouble after he caught the wall. Tayton Sander with a small slider meanwhile. Through 3 and 4. Klimowitz fights back. Little contact near the back. Sander just about strikes the wall. Klimowitz, another slider by him. He's hanging on for dear life for that 4th position.
Yeah, Tate's got a quick race car, though. He's got to calm down, let the red mist go away here. He's got a fast car. Just got to let the spot come.
On board with the driver of the 690 out back. Here's the look out front. Meanwhile, back out front, Tyler Schell, your race leader, up 0.6 of a second on Connor Dudek. Here's the race for 3rd, but wild further back. Sander Carlesi and Sander leaning on another into turn number 3, and it was nearly 3 wide across the line.
Another big slide job there. Carlesi bounces it off the wall, and Tate gets him for now, but he's not done. Oh, man, you can put those 3 almost under a blanket back there.
And that's not even for a transfer spot. That's just for a better position, basically, in a B main, to say the least. Klimowitz working on Larry for the 3rd position. White flag waves, though, under the final lap here. The checkers, rather. Tyler Schell taking the win in heat race number 2. Dudek 2nd, Larry 3rd, Klimowitz 4th, Sander 5th, Carlesi 6th, Carter in 7th, and McCartney in 8th. Again, top 4 all transfer their way in. Heat 2 is done. Let's meet the field here for heat race number 3. Noah Bowman lines up on pole position in car number 24. To the outside, it's Blake Carrick in the 380. Row number 2, Dalton Shearer in car number 115. To the outside, it's Remington Wade in the 77. Row number 3, Isaac Salas in car number 5. To the outside, it's Fred Hoffman in the 13. Final row, Josh Slater in the 41. In the 30 rather, and Jacob Morris in the 41. A lot of good racing we're seeing here so far, Zach. What are your takeaways at the moment, to say the least?
Well, I was actually going to say something about that, Marty. I mean, you kind of highlighted it at the beginning, and I think even more so now through 1 and 2 than it has been. You got to get to that outside. I mean, we've seen the guy start 3rd, for instance. Last time it was Braden Carter. Can't remember who was heat race number 1, but they went from 3rd to 5th going down the backstretch. So if you throw it in there, you drive too aggressive, get lost in the slick, you don't have that momentum to carry off the 2 that those guys do here on the opening out lap. And, man, you got to fight for it here. You know, you got to make that guy feel uncomfortable, and you got to run that high middle and put that guy right up against the boards. Make him earn it.
Getting a good look here from the aerial shot as we prepare to go racing here in just a couple moments for heat race number 3. Again, 10 laps. Top 4 all make their way into the big dance. Bowman and Carrick, they know each other really well from many iRacing leagues in the past. Here we go, heat 3 underway. And immediately Carrick throws the slide job to set the scene on Noah Bowman, the 24 car, crossing over for that top spot. Hugging the tires, Isaac Salas with a slide job as well. 3 wide for 3rd position across the line. I think it may have been Remington Wade, I'm not too sure. But Wade, Hale Mellon's in 1 and 2. Hooks with Salas for just a moment. They're all hanging on for dear life, Zach.
The skill that took out of Isaac to be preemptive, knowing he's in the wall, going to come down. Isaac gave him so much room. If he didn't go down that far, they're both jumped, Marty.
Jacob Morris, Josh Slater have crashed. Yellow flag waves. Heavy damage to the 41, and that is a car that you don't want to see, especially when it's upside down in Josh Slater.
No, and you got to all but wonder if, the contact there before with Remington and Isaac, maybe the right front wasn't, maybe it wasn't up the park. He gets the wall again.
It's a look. Oh, Wade, it's all started with him up near the front, Zach.
Yeah, yep, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if it's, sprouted back to the contact before when he got the wall and Isaac had to miss him. I wondered if something broke right.
Just rode the wall. Turn 1 and 2 have basically been Remington's kryptonite so far. And just unfortunately 2 drivers pay the price. This is going to be an ugly ride for Slater. Just out here minding his own business. Nowhere to go. One bet.
Yeah, needing the toe. He arguably gets the worst of that, Marty. That is tough. Hopefully he can get back out there.
Should be 1 to green this time, and it is. iRacing lights are off the pace truck. Glad you could join us here on the return of DIRTcar eSports. Night 1 of 3 in the Bank City 40. Marty Sakala with you alongside Zach Chapman. Glad to have you join us. Let us know who you all are rooting for in the chat. Great to have a good audience with us here this evening. Single file restart. Blake Carrick, Noah Bowman, Dalton Shearer, Isaac Salas. That's the top 4 at the moment that would make it in. Brett Hoffman, Jacob Morris, Remington Wade need to pick up the pace. 3 laps complete. We're back to green. Not the middle of the corner that Bowman wanted, but gets away from Dalton Shearer with no issues. Salas all over him for second. Takes about a lap to set the cars up here before he can make a pass when it's single file. Blake Carrick diamonding 1 and 2. Now, why is he doing that there, Zach, from your perspective?
Just so much grip there from the center down. And if you can straighten up the race car and get back to the throttle quicker than the guy behind you, I mean, look at all that grip down there on the bottom. It's such a shorter way around. I mean, Blake, he is showing these guys things that, you know, maybe he should have kept closer to his chest here in the feature time.
Take a ride on board here with Noah Bowman. And now he's gotten the memo of the lane from Carrick. Diamonding 1 and 2 works for him just a little bit. Sends it deep into 3 and 4 with a slide job. Carrick crosses it over. It's wing to wing for the lead with 3 to go.
It's almost like I know what I'm talking about. I told you he showed it too early. Showed it way too early, and now all of a sudden Noah Bowman the guy to beat.
Bowman back up top here, and he's got clear of the 21 with 2 laps remaining. Ooh, Carrick up the hill for just a moment in 1 and 2. And Bowman opens the lead up to a couple of car lengths, rather. And we're coming to 1 lap to go.
And right behind them, Isaac Salas moves himself up into 3rd. There's you see P2 in the wall, Blake Carrick. But, oh, man, he yanks it down. Somehow he holds on to it.
Good race for 3rd here. Shearer and Salas. Shearer makes the pass. Salas can't counter it back. Chucker's wave. Bowman wins Heat 3. There is a lot of good stuff happening early here, Zach. Man, oh man. Let's head to heat race number 4. Zach, what's the starting lineup look like?
Starting on the pole, the number 12 of Caden Berry to the outside, the 72 of Chase Counts. Inside of row number 2, the 111 of Jeremy Childers. To the outside, the 310 of Scott Merritt. Row 3 to the inside, the 412 of Joseph Truskowski. To the outside, the 85 of Jamie Gardner. Row 4 to the inside, rounding out your 4th and I believe final heat race here, Marty. To the inside, the 118 of Zachary Good, and rounding out the field, the 710 of Gavin Shaw.
Yes, this will be before the 2 B mains coming up in just a little moment. I noticed as well, by the way, Dalton Shearer. I think we guess where he's an alum from or where he goes to, and I like the comment that just came in from Blessed Number. Oh no, it was somebody else that said Notre Dame wanted to be in something. Anyway, 1 lap until we take the green flag. I think without question you got to have your eyes here, Zach, on Caden Berry in the number 12. 17th, though, in the World of Outlaw points, but a Regal Promotions regular, 4 wins in the latest 360 season.
Yeah, he runs over there Friday Night Lights, too, pretty often. And, man, when that kid can get out front, light the fuse, oh, man, he is tough to run down. Good luck here. They're going to need a good start.
Green flag waves. Heat race number 4 is on. And already out of the gate, 3 wide. Chase Townsend hanging on to 2nd. But the battle is on for P3. Merrick and Childers. Lap number 1 across the stripe goes to Caden Berry, but it's Childers hanging on for that final transfer spot. Here comes Driskalski. Not a lot of room. He gets up on the wall and he's damaged the steering box.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to get a caution either, Marty. He's hoping for one. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get it down to the infield. Oh, now he gets it going. As the race continues, we got a battle for the lead. Look at this, Marty!
Townsend with a slide job here into 3 and 4. He's got Caden Berry cleared and goes to the point. Now how does Berry set this up? Does he do similar to what happened in heat race number 3? That's the case. Drag racing at turn number 3. Safe spot is Z-Max Dragway. Slide jobs Townsend to 72 with a little wall scrape, and it's Berry back out in front.
Yeah, Chase Townsend, though, trying to show him how we do it here in South Central PA, man. The Hanover native up against that wall, trying to bang it down here. What kind of run can he get off of 4?
Looking at it from the aerial shot, gap down to a car length. Berry hugs it underneath next to the Uke tires. Townsend up on the wall once again. Merrick trying to close his way in once more. And you see Berry with a slider lane, trying to defend for right now. 3 laps to go. Townsend still there.
Does not get any better than this. I mean, really still battling for third. Those guys just as close, but need to remind them, Marty, top 4 make it. Behavior.
Merrick and Childers each getting sideways for just a moment. 3 laps to go. Berry still defending. Townsend trying to layer up top there. Cuts it down to half a car length. 2 sticks in the air. 2 to go, Zach.
And you got to think, oh, Berry entered a little low there, but still somehow maintains that pace. I thought he was done for. Now he goes to the outside, going to try to keep this thing rolling. But white flag waving, 1 lap to play here.
Berry so good on corner exits. Townsend the better man on corner entry. Later deep there through 1 and 2, hugging the top. That's not going to work. Berry in the New Life Restorations. Number 12 takes the win in Heat 4. Townsend second, Merrick third, Childers fourth, Gardner in 5th, Good in 6th, Shaw 7th, and Truskowski finishes in 8th. Heat races are in the books, and so now we head to the 2 last chance qualifiers. And we'll start things off here with our C main. And this is how they're going to line things up here. Jimbo Rooney starting on the pole position here in the number 27. Fred Hoffman next to him on the outside in the 13. Row 2, Greg Deese in the 28, and Remington Wade next to him in the 77. Mason White inside row number 3 and car number 8, and it's Jacob Morris next to him with a 40. Final row, Chris Schaefer in car number 19, the Inferno Ride next to Josh Slater in the 30. Believe we are taking the top 4, Zach, correct?
Yeah, looking at the iRacing rules right now for verification, top 4 to the feature. So basically, iRacing, you know, they'll call it a C main on us, but we're running 2 B mains tonight. So top 4 both go to the ship.
Seeing who else is checking in here. The Slide Job Syndicate Series, all rooting for their drivers. Blitz number rooting for Caden and Nick. Great to have everyone here checking in on the first night. We'll be here Tuesday through Thursday night. Tomorrow night, our second qualifier. And then we'll have the final chances to get in before our 40-lap feature on Thursday night. Slide Job Syndicate, by the way, again, the presenting sponsor of the DIRTcar eSports return this week in the Bank City 40. Top 4 make it into the big show. Everybody else is going to head home early. Jumbo Rooney, Fred Hoffman, that is the front row. Keep a focus on the 4th place driver after lap number 1. Green is out. Here we go for a 12-lap LCS. Not the jump. Oh, Hoffman, hang on, catches Wade. And the 41 of Morris went nowhere to go. They're locked up for the infield. Caution is out. And a rough break for Hoffman, who started on the front row, Zach. Chances to make the top 4 are basically dashed early.
Yeah, that's a tough break, but what do they say in the song? Nobody to blame but me. That's a case where I said it earlier. Dino's saying it right now. Got to live to race another day. I know he got the big run, but it's lap 1 and that contact, man. The one you really got to feel for, I think, is Remington Wade, Marty. And he's down there now trying to repair. Oh boy, that's 2 wrecks that have happened right in front of that 77 that he can do nothing about.
Absolutely. That was with Jake Morris, and the ugly night continues for the driver, the 41. Again, like I mentioned, everybody with a quick repair. So they can get their way back in and have a chance to make the top 4 once again. Don't forget to stay tuned for what's to come on the DIRTcar eSports page. Visit DIRTcar.com/esports. We'll also be posting on the social media channels at DIRTcar Racing. Single file restart here, as again, we did not complete a lap. iRacing will put up a lap this time with Jimbo Rooney commanding the field at bay back to the green. And again, it's a lap 2. Our leaderboard will update that in just a moment. Greg Deese, Mason White side by side for second. White hung at the bottom, nearly clips the Tory tire there off the corner. It's Rooney hanging on for right now, and White with command of second.
Yeah, mimicking Caden Berry there on the bottom. He was definitely watching heat race number 4. Can't run the outside through 3 and 4 if he wants to get the passes done, but somehow at 8 making it work here. He's got time.
Jimbo Rooney, though, up in the wall in 3 and 4, ripping the lip, as you see. Just trying not to either get up in those chocolate chips, too, at the same time. Decent third, Remington Wade, the 4th place car, and he's got some leeway. 1.2 seconds, the delta on Chris Schaefer, who's in a race with Hoffman for 5th. Wade feeling comfortable, but he wants some insurance on Greg Deese for 3rd.
Yeah, and he needs this thing to stay green. With 7 laps to go, odds are they aren't going to get caught if they play mistake-free racing here, but he's going to get aggressive. Look at this run. We're going to get a slide job here, Marty. I think so.
Yes, we do, by Remington Wade. Just about net codes the wall, but it's Wade up into 3rd. And now it's Greg Deese taking on 1.4 seconds, though, in front of Schaefer. And that's that battle for 5th. Hoffman and Schaefer.
And Remington's got plenty of time here to load up another bullet here. Go get another one. I mean, he is a quick, and right now White is like struggling a little bit off the 2, and that's where the 77 is really quick.
Yeah, would love to go one spot better. That's for sure. Going to be 3 laps to go next time by here for Jimbo Rooney and car number 27. Rooney out of Averill Park, New York. Slide Job Syndicate and Regal Promotions regular. 305 champion with the Regal Series. Company, though, Mason White, not out of it just yet. Cut it down to a car length with 2 to go, Zach.
You heard me talking smack, Marty. I mean, he jumped the gun here. He is ready to roll, and, I mean, he's got a lap and a half here to go do it. You don't want to do anything crazy. You're in this show right now.
Can't be looking out that virtual rearview mirror, though. Oh, Rooney sideways off at turn number 4. Decides to use the slider line to pick up some ground, but it may have cost him. Here comes Mason White. Rooney plays defense, though, with a 3 and 4. This is just a C-main. Checkers wave. Photo finish. Rooney, White Wade, the top 3. Greg Deese for the final spot there in the show tonight.
Yeah, Wade entered a little high into 3. I honestly thought he was going to get both of them after the mistake there out of Rooney, but boy, oh boy, what a finish there for his first B-main.
Now it's time for our second B-main. Zach, give us the starting lineup.
Alrighty, starting on the pole, the 27 machine, and Jimbo. No, that was just the. Oh, yeah, that is right. Right? Yeah, no, I'm looking at the.
You're looking at the B-main.
Yeah, it's not giving me the right one here. Since I can't look at your screen, don't hate me. You take this.
All right, Tate and Sander on the pole. next to Jamie Gardner in car number 85. Row number 2, Ryan Carlisi in the 38 with Zachary Good next to him with the 118. Braden Carter inside row 3 of the 005. Gavin Shaw next to him with the 710. Row 4, Christian McCartney in car number 92 next to Joseph Truskowski in the 412. Rick Main rounds out the field in car 187.
I promise you, if you look at my iRacing results, it says the A-main grid, and it only has 9 cars. So, we're going to complain to iRacing. Not on me.
So again, same situation. 12 laps, taking the top 4 into our feature. They'll compete for 30 laps tonight. And again, remember, in our feature, top 10 will automatically qualify into the Bank City 40. Everyone else will have to race again on Thursday. Pace truck on pit road. It's about to be a good one here. Sander and Gardner, the front row to bring us to green. B-main underway, number 2. Sander and
there's
oh, hang on!
for a second. Yeah, boy, oh boy, what a save there by Carlisi. That could have been bad, and now he's still somehow fighting.
Oh, there's a bad net code. Hard to the wall and upside down goes Zachary Good. Man, you had Carlisi hanging on for dear life. You had Good hanging on. A rambunctious start, to say the least, here at Charlotte.
You hit the nail on the head, net code. That's the tough breaks of racing in the virtual world sometimes. That is not a bad thing.
Yeah, net code, you hate to see it sometimes. Christian McCartney also getting a piece of this. Actually, no correction, watching it wrong on board. Watch Zach Good here. I want to get a better angle of that. I think this one will show us. Watch the 38. Yeah, clearly not code right there, Zach, from that better angle we just showed.
Oh yeah, I'm a pretty big boy, Marty. I could have stood in between those cars. Felt pretty safe. I think that's a tough break for the both of them. No, I mean, that really shook these things up. I still think, no way. I would almost give you $100 if you could predict the top 4 finishing order of this thing. So many good guys. This thing's not done yet, Marty. They're going to shake this thing up still.
Well, I don't believe... Nope, we did complete a lap, but Carlisi is probably the luckiest one of them all because he'll stay put in 4th position. I thought he was going to drop down that leaderboard after he got sideways off turn 2 and turn 4.
Yep, back to the previous lap. Wonders of dirt racing. Sometimes it hurts you, and sometimes, like now, you're looking up to the skies thinking.
Dayton Sander to bring us back to the green flag with 3 laps complete. Sander immediately holds serve, but they're double wide for second. Carter, Gardner, Carlisi again trying to hang on, but look at Rick Main from 9th all the way up to 4th, and it only took 3 laps to do so, Zach.
I think both of us knew, there was a good chance, and that was the guy I was talking about, shaking up the top floor. Look at Rick Main. I mean, and Braden Carter made the move for the lead. We had a slide job.
Carlisi!
Back underneath. They are racing.
Into Truskowski, and that car is gone. And same with the 38, who has lost the top wing, and the right front is severed. And luckily, Carlisi brings it on to pit road, but Truskowski has nothing left. Steering wise and flips the 412. That should bring out a caution flag. Turn it on the side unless he gets it towed out of there, and that is the case. Somehow, some way, we stay green, Zach, as we're halfway home.
Yeah, Gavin Shaw is saying he sees debris on the track, though. He needs a caution. Those top 4 are absolutely gone, but They're not racing like they're gone, Marty. They're still continuing to mix it up hard up front.
It's Slide Job City here in Charlotte. You thought it was the Queen City? Nah, it's Slide Job City. Sander Carter having one heck of a battle here for the race lead in B main number 2. Another slider for Sander. Too much of a slider where he just about biked it and in the wall. That's the risk you take, Zach, when you throw the sliders. And he's lucky he didn't lose the right front on that 42.
Absolutely. He better pick up that pole and limp home with the bone he has here. He's in the top 4. You need to stay in the show. You got to close this thing down now. And I think that's what he's going to do, walking on the bottom. But look at the man behind him, Jamie Gardner. He wants some of this.
Gardner with a big run at that number 85 after starting second. Really good gap on that spot. 2.2 seconds, just about a full straightaway on Gavin Shaw, who is just hoping for a miracle here. But we're coming to the white flag this time by with Braden Carter out in front in the CSC Motorsports 005. A man who drives in the iRacing Champions League in the past. The Winchester, Virginia native makes his way through 3 and 4. He'll pick up the win in B main number 2. Carter the winner. Main in second, Sander third, Gardner fourth. They're all locked into the show, followed by Shaw, Good, McCartney, Carlisi, and Truskowski. The latter 5 will race. Will not race the rest of the night. And so with that, it'll go to our warm-up, and that'll give us a chance here to step aside and take a commercial break. Stay with us here. It is live coverage of the return of DIRTcar eSports here at the Dirt Track at Charlotte.
You feel the ground shake. Your bones begin to rattle. You hold on for dear life. 280 foot-pounds of torque is coming your way. It's the TFG Sport Compact Series, dropping 168 horsepower with 2 front wheels a-squealing. Every night's a beatdown.
Tomorrow night, a storm of hornets is coming to a screen near live on Right Rear Racing TV as the Jettas rip up the dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway. To register, go to tfgracing.com. That's tfgracing.com. 2 Fat Guy Sim Racing promotions, where the challenge remains unique.
Race fans, the Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals is bigger than ever. From January 29th through February 14th at Volusia Speedway Park. See the world of outlaws, sprint cars, and late models. Plus, American Sprint Car Series, USAC National Sprint Cars, the Super DIRTcar Series, and the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. Ticket packages, camping, and more at DIRTcarNationals.com. Next winter, head south.
Getting set to go here with feature time at the Dirt Track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It sounds like we are just about ready to go. So let's meet the field and give you tonight's starting lineup. Kenny Hoffman on pole position, the 001 to the outside. It is Tyler Schell in the 85. Row number 2, Noah Bowman in the 24, next to Caden Berry in car number 12. The third row, Joseph Grady, the 518. It is next to Connor Dudek in the 07. And in row number 4 this evening, Blake Carrick in the 380 and Chase Townsend in the 72. Rounded out the top 10, Grady Ehrman and Nick Larry. Go ahead, Zach, 11 through 20.
Alrighty. Row 6 to the inside, the 115 of Dalton Shear to the outside, the 310 of Scott Merritt. Row 7 to the inside, the 799 of Dakota Osborne. To the outside, the 690 of John Clippolis III. Row 8 to the inside, the 5 of Isaac Salas. To the outside, the 111 of Jeremy Childs. Row 9 to the inside, the 27 of Jimbo Rooney. To the top shelf, the 005 of Braden Carter. And row 10 to the inside, the 8 of Mason White. To the outside, the 187 of Ricky May.
Final 4 drivers here on the grid. Tayton Sander, the 42. Remington Wade in the 77. Greg Deese, the 28. And Jamie Gardner in the 85. All right, we're set to go. 30 laps. Your keys to victory here, Zach.
Well, you got to survive the first 10 laps. 30 laps, really not a lot of time. I know, it seems like it. Not a whole lot of time, especially if you're outside of the top 10. So you got to be patient. Find some room out there. Keep the right rear underneath you. But boy, with 20 to go, you got to go for it.
Set to go for the green. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? It is showtime at Charlotte. Tyler Schell, Kenny Hoffman side by side for the race lead. It's Hoffman with the advantage for right now. They are 2 wide. They are 3 wide off return 2. Some wild stuff happening here early in this one, Zach.
Yeah, my jaw is on the floor. This battle for third is unreal, but I believe we got a caution flag out there. Couldn't tell who it was. I think Klimowicz the third involved somehow with this, Marty.
It's for Jimbo Rooney. Nope, actually check that. John Klimowicz the third, I should say. Up and over he goes. Just a wild ride.
Saw some of those guys that are struggling there in the early going. Is maybe what some drivers wanted here. Track maybe not how you thought it was going to be. You weren't in the right line. Well, now you can readjust here. Re-rack and restack.
Tyler Schell, the race leader here. Should be going 1 lap to green this time by. Him and Hoffman off to a good start between the two, as they were going side by side for a couple laps.
Yeah, I think those two know more than pretty much anybody in the field too. Tonight doesn't pay. You need to be in the top 10. So I'm sure, they'll give us a show here, Marty, but they're not going to do anything out of the ordinary, I would think. They're happy where they are, and I would be shocked to see otherwise.
Schell fires, wasting no time. Back to the green flag.
Wow, how low can Caden Berry go? What a move there out of 2, and he makes the pass for third on the entry. He is way down there, Marty.
Berry with a great run on that restart. Now looking underneath here on the 1 of Kenny Hoffman. See if he can grab that second spot possibly. A lot of drivers rolling through the bottom as that top looks like it's starting to slicken up. But the only driver trying it for right now here, Zach, Blake Carrick at that 21, running in 6th, making his way up to 5th. Nobody is up there.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's because, kind of like how I said in the intro there, got to make sure, Marty, we do get wear on these tires. If you're up there humming, burning it down, you're going to be hurting that thing a lot more than the 12 of Caden Berry is, for instance. So, got to weigh the risk here. Is it worth the reward? Right now, it is the Blake.
About the side-by-side race as well for second. Hoffman and Berry. Berry risking it right next to those tractor tires. But Hoffman better corner exit for right now. Berry still trying to fight back. Can't do anything. It's Schell still hanging on to the race lead for now. Behind them, it's Dudek, it's Carrick. It's the race for third. Check that for fourth.
Carrick, when he hits it right, though, look at that. Not much of a race for fourth, Marty. When he hits the top 1 and 2 correctly, he is a missile. And I'm wondering if Caden maybe had a spotter say, hey, go to the top 2, 3, and 4. You watched him protect. It's a big run, and now he's halfway across. For second, will we see a slide job? No.
Hoffman, though, up on the wall. Carrick rear ends him. Very close call between the two. They find a way to keep it straight. Dudek, I don't know if he's going to be able to take advantage of this yet or not. On the 21 off return 2. Somehow doesn't. I don't know how Carrick hung on to that 4th position, but that was close. And it was close as well for Berry, who just about biked it off for turn 4. And Hoffman wants to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and Caden not giving him a lot of room either. They're returning the favor, but Kenny going to go full send there. Slide job. Oh, Caden, is he going to get him at the line? Just gets it back. But look at this 3-car battle for second. Look at the 21.
And look at Hoffman as well, trying to thread the needle, nearly 3 wide down the back chute. 4 cars under a blade up for grabs. Carrick, too much of a slider. Clips the wall, hits Dudek. Around goes the 21. On his side he goes. Dudek's lost the right front. The big one nearly no. The 43 able to save it, but the caution flag waves. And I think we may have had actually something else. Solace you see around in turn 2. And there may have been something as well with Rick Main, but that was very wild, Zach.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, when you got this many cars, something happens there towards the front half of the field. That's what's going to happen, and that's just a tough race.
Just good, hard racing there. Let's ride on board with Dudek. Second caution here, 13 laps complete. We got to remind everyone else here as well that the top 10 drivers make their way into the show. Final car in for right now, I believe it would be Chase Townsend, the 72, in the 10th spot. No, actually, no, make that Dakota Osborne should be scored in 10th. And yep, it would be.
And you know, Marty, we did actually have a separate wreck coming out of 4. Braden Carter got the wall, and Mason White and Rick Main. That's how Rick got damaged. So there was another 3-car pile up there coming out of 4. That's 2 wrecks at once.
So Shell Berry the front row as we get set for the restart with 13 laps complete. Shell fires back to the green. Oh my goodness, nearly 5 wide in turns 1 and 2 on that restart. Shell hanging on. Hoffman wants second. Hoffman wants 2 for 1. Slide job by the 1. Shell counters it back, but Hoffman's up to second. Oh, contact! Barry and Shell get together, and Shell is dropping down the leaderboard down to 5th. Bowman wants the race lead through 3 and 4. Who's going to get at the line? Hoffman out in front as we're halfway home.
Oh, look at Joseph Grandy. He wants some of this. He's going to eat on the bottom here. He moves up to 3rd. Oh, man, and the 24 Bowman gets to the wall going down the backstretch. Marty slide job for 5th, too. All over the place action.
Slipping and sliding their way here around the dirt track at Charlotte. Grandy looking for second now on the 24 Noah Bowman. Look at all these cars under a blanket. From first back to...
You remember Tate Sander, Marty? He was in the B main, up to 9th place, 13 spots for the 42 machine. That guy's in a transfer spot right now.
And a race for the lead on once again. Slide job by Noah Bowman. He's got it for now. Hoffman tries to counter it back. Wing to wing into turns more. And it's Hoffman that leads in the line with 11 laps to go. Bowman trying it once again in 1 and 2.
Anything you can do, I can do better, says the 24. But, man, Hoffman, that run off the 2, he looks to have it cleared. And now 24 here, he's going to have to go back to work. Going to have to build up steam here for about a half a lap or 2. No, he's not. Look at it. Half a lap. Oh, big send here.
Bowman wanted that race lead. Hoffman counters it back. There's Tyler Shaw after he fell down to 5th and 6th. He wants that race lead back from Kenny Hoffman. 9 laps of race to go. Hoffman still out in front at the line. Photo finish. Bowman's got it for second, but he's got the lead in turn 2 for now. Big slider on Hoffman.
Yeah, Hoffman's going to look to the left, though. He's got Gel on the inside. Boy, oh boy, what a move.
That was smooth. Tyler Shaw with a smooth slide job there through 3 and 4. Bowman countering it back in turns 1 and 2. Hoffman driving it in deep once again through 3 and 4. 3 wide for the lead here with 7 to go. Near contact, oh, there was between Hoffman and Bowman. And then allows Shaw to go through to take the race lead. back out in front with 6 laps to go. Meanwhile, the race for the 10th and final spot into the feature. Sander up in the wall, Osborne trying to take advantage of it, but here comes Childers. He moves up into 10th.
In that wall awfully hard, and there he goes back into it again into 3 and 4, and I'm not sure if we're going to get a caution, but we need one here. Big wreck.
There it is. Sander, Gardner, Wade all involved, one upside down. I want to say that's Remington. Oh, man, what a wild flip for Tayton. And then catches Gardner, that was the one who went flipping. On board with Remington. Right on board with Gardner. Man, look at that wild ride that Sander takes, and absolutely nowhere to go and took a sledgehammer shot.
Talk about the best iRacing has to offer, Marty, though. What a treat. I mean, this top 10, they are throwing hammers at each other. This is unbelievable to watch.
And it's only night 1, folks. Ready for the restart. Tyler Schell leading. Kenny Hoffman, Noah Bowman, Caden Berry, Joseph Grandy. There are 4 laps of racing remaining when we get this restart. About to be a wild one to the end, possibly. Remember, it's the top 10 that make it into the feature. This is just a qualifying feature. We're underway again. Schell hanging on for right now. Bowman diamonding 3 and 4. Top 5 stays single file. Bowman underneath for second. 3 laps to go. Another slider on Kenny Hoffman. They've had a whale of a battle no matter what position it is. And here comes Caden Berry for a podium spot. He wants 2 this time with 2 to go, Zach.
Yeah, couldn't find a discount. Only got 1, and there is some contact there. Noah Bowman, he is trying to wrestle the horse. He does wrangle it down, but he may lose another spot here, Marty. He's got company on the outside. Look at Airman.
Keep an eye on the race for the final transfer spot as well. Connor Dudek through to 10th after being involved in an accident earlier on with Carrick. Final lap is underway. They are 3, they are 4 wide mid-pack. Out in front, though, it's Tyler Schell. Kenny Hoffman sends her deep into 3 and 4. Side by side, coming to the checkered flag. Tyler Schell with the win. And at the line for the 10th spot, it's 3 wide. 3 wide for 10th. Scott Merrick edges out Jeremy Childers by 600th against the final spot in. Wow.
He beat him by about half a front wing, Marty. I mean, that is unbelievable. They are so close there coming across the line. What a finish there for that final transfer.
Absolutely insane stuff. With that, top 3 will pose. We'll step aside, take a quick break, and we'll talk to your winner, Tyler Schell, in just a moment. Give you your official results. Stay with us here on DIRTcar eSports.
Dirt Racing 24 is available now.
Getting set to go for post-race coverage. And Tyler Schell taking the win in a thrilling race here for night one of the Bank City 40. Let's take a look at your official results here from the action. Schell taking the win by just over a tenth of a second in the end over Kenny Hoffman. And again, top 10 drivers transfer into the show, into the feature show on Thursday. Schell, Hoffman, Barry, Ehrman, Bowman, Grandy, Larry, Osborne, Dudek, and Merrick. That was the top 10 in the end. Go ahead, Zach.
11th, coming home 11th. There we go. Let's get that right. The 111 of Jeremy Childers. 12th, Ricky Bain. 13th, Chase Townsend. Isaac Salas coming home 14th. Jimbo Rooney coming home 15th. Greg D, 16th. Mason White, 17th. Jamie Gardner, 18th. Remington Wade coming home 19th and rounding out the top 10, or top 20.
Braden Carter, 21st. Dalton Shearer, 22nd. Blake Carrick, 23rd. John Klemowitz, 24th. And so that is how the field looked after night one of action here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Well, we've got your top three in, and we will begin by bringing in your winner here, that being Tyler Schell. Tyler, what a race. Take me through that recovery as well for that victory after you had a little contact the final laps.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised after all the contact and stuff. It bent my car more than I thought it was going to, and I was like, oh crap, now I got to just try to finish top 10. And then I kind of just stuck to my gun and kind of put my head down and started trying to find some speed on the top, and definitely didn't feel great, but we were making some speed somehow, so was running good. And then the leaders just kind of got battling and kind of just played my cards right and pounced when I knew I could clear a slider, and kind of just ran as hard as I could after that, and luckily we came away with the victory.
What worked well with your car and learning with it against these top contenders as you get set to go for Thursday?
The biggest thing was just kind of how to run the setup through different lines and stuff, because it's 40 laps. I mean, tonight was only 30. Add an extra 10 laps, it's definitely going to feel a little different the extra 10 laps. So we'll just see how the track progresses. Just try to be there for at the end. If I have to play a little smart in the beginning, just kind of be smart there there at the end, since lap 40 is what pays the money, not lap 1.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Yeah, just like to thank everybody with DIRTcar eSports. Pretty cool to have it back. I think it's been 4 years. Mark me if I'm wrong. I think it was during COVID. It was really cool to run it back then. Hopefully they bring the whole series back. It's a lot of fun to run, different cars that you normally wouldn't run. And then just you guys for taking your time out and broadcasting, and then TJM Racing, all the boys back there. Chad,
job tonight, and all the best later on this week on Thursday.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Tyler Schell, your race winner here in night one of the Bank City 40. And the man that came oh so close to that victory, Kenny Hoffman. He's with Zach.
I'll tell you, anytime you see Kenny Hoffman, in the entry sheet there, Ken, you're one of the favorites. And tonight you did not disappoint. Car came on late, which, maybe Thursday night, 40 laps may be good for you. But P2 here, you're in the show. How are we feeling, brother?
Pretty good. I feel like I had all the speed there to win that race. Just the opening laps of that run, I went to the top, just not even really thinking about, the fixed setup, the fuel load, and, it just allowed Schell to get by me. After that, it was kind of just like whatever from there, just trying to just survive. I mean, the main goal of the night was obviously just run top 10 to make it in for the big event. So, I was just happy that I was able to do that. But yeah, we came on really late there. I finally figured out how to actually drive the thing, and we pulled right back up the Schell, and I feel like we probably could have. I feel like since he had some front wing damage that was noticeable, and it's been slowing the cars down on the iRacing. So I feel like if we weren't getting slid every corner by some other people, we had a really good shot to win. But overall, like I said, the main goal was just to put us in the show for the big one, and that's what we successfully did. So, yeah.
Yeah, not easy to do. I mean, you talked about your goal there, just being a top 10, but when you're up front, I mean, you kind of mentioned those slider battles you were in. I mean, how hard is it to kind of bite the bullet? I know the racer in you, man. You don't want to back down from a challenge, but at the same time, you got to race smart, and that's exactly what you did. But how hard is it to do when you're in that car?
Yeah, it's definitely challenging because, like you said, I obviously really want to win. It's just the main goal of just being the racer, just want to win. But, once I saw like the sliders that were getting thrown on me, I just kind of told myself in my head, just tone it down. And thankfully we got by, that 24 car that kept sliding us for no reason. And, once we finally got by him and just set sail, I feel like I really had a good shot of even sliding Tyler there on the last corner. But like I said, since the main goal is the big night, just want to make sure I left him as much room as possible and not slide up and destroy us both. So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to get my butt down to that betting window, put some money on this 001 for Thursday. Good luck, brother. You're racing for $500, man. You got anybody you want to thank before you get out of here?
Yeah, I just want to thank Tanner Pettit and everything he does for us. Obviously, it was fixed setup, so I wasn't on his setup tonight. But, huge thanks to Tanner Pettit, Ryan Avila, Blake Herrick, Aiden, Ross, Ashton, Clayton, just everybody that helps me around the sim, whether it's in the Pro Series races or league races or whatever. And then just thanks to people that are with us, Tanner Pettit Racing, Jimmy P. Mac Tools, 1425 Photography, Aces Up Sim Sport, CD Cinematography, Ethan Johnson, Blake Herrick Racing, Ethan Johnson for all the late model help. Thanks for you guys for putting this on for us, and thanks to Regal for putting it on for us, you guys as well, and thanks for the broadcast.
Well, can't wait to talk to you again Thursday, brother. Give him heck. Good luck.
Yep, thank you.
That's Kenny Hoffman, our second place finisher. Rounding out the podium here tonight with Caden Berry. Caden, how much fun was that race throughout the night, especially you, Hoffman trading sliders, Bowman also up there, and same with Shell. My goodness.
It was a fun and interesting race there. Track got pretty slick as I, knew it was, going to be. It slicked off fairly quick ever since, after those, B mains and heat races. Honestly, I was kind of surprised after the heat races. It wasn't as slick as I, thought it was going to be, but no, it was fun. Threw some sliders with, people. We had a good race. We all ran respectful, so it was fun. I think I could have had, maybe a shot to the win, but I wasn't really worried about it. Technically just really worried about getting a top 10 finish there to lock in for the big show. It's pretty much what I'm really, thinking of is, making the big show and trying to win that one. And, no, it was a successful prelim night. Happy. I think my teammate Nick made it as well. So it was a successful night for the team to, make the big show.
What'd you learn a lot about your car as well as the state of the track going into Thursday? Because it really seems like obviously you got a fast hot rod, but also obviously the preliminary events, it starts up top, and then a lot of drivers were running the bottom throughout that feature.
Yeah, no, I knew the lines were going to mix around a little bit. I had a race here not too long ago, actually, and honestly, it kind of seems like the track, fairly does the same thing, running with the similar drivers too. So, they're kind of, running around different, lines and whatever. And, I thought the bottom was going to be a lot better than it was, but it was pretty slick tonight. I thought the bottom would have a little bit more to it, but it didn't really have much to it. The middle was good for a little bit. Then I don't know, because the top was like not really that good towards the beginning. So everyone was just kind of around like the, middle, bottom to middle. And I thought that was going to be like the preferred line the, rest of the way. But no, it went right back around to the top pretty much, or, just a little bit of a lane off the cushion. And it was just an interesting track, and it was fun to run on.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
First off, I got to give all glory to God. I got to thank my mom and dad, my aunt and grampy, my grandmother Cece, my Grammy Ryder, TJ, Tim and Kevin, and Alex. Gotta thank Granite State Blacktoppers, Juice Powder Coating, Z-Max, Driven to Save Lives, Victory Fuel, Turn 1 Graphics, Rider Family Sawmill, John Bear's Legacy Racing. Also got to thank you guys for putting on the show.
A great run tonight, Caden. Great job. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
Yeah, thank you.
So that is Caden Berry, and that is your entire podium throughout the night. Another great night of action here, without question, Zach. We'll bring the cameras back on. We definitely learned a lot as we head into the rest of the week.
Yeah, and this is no slight at the drivers tonight. Obviously, we had some big names, but I think as an overall, you look at that night number 2. Boy, oh boy, you drew night 2. It's not always fair. That is going to be a tough one. So if you thought tonight was good racing, Marty, and you wait till tomorrow. I mean, we're going to see 3-4 wide on the opening lap. It's going to be anything goes. I can't wait.
It is definitely, without question, going to be a wild rest of the week. That just set the tone for how the Bank City 40 is going to go. So with that, we'll bid you adieu here on our live coverage of Night 1 of DIRTcar Esports. Don't forget as well to tune in tomorrow night. We'll be back for Night 2, 8:15 p.m., live at the DIRTcar Racing YouTube and Twitch pages. On behalf of everyone here at DIRTcar Esports, my broadcast partner tonight, Zach Chapman, Marty Sakala saying so long. Tyler Shaw, your winner in Night 1 of the Bank City 40. Thanks for joining us. So long.